Real quick, before we start, we just wanted to say that we are in the process of revamping the Patreon, and one of the current plans is to put the most of or the entirety of the current season on Patreon to watch. We will still continue to release things, or we still plan to release things weekly, an episode a week, but if you want to watch more, or hopefully the whole thing, if I can get it all edited, you can patron and head over there and watch it along with us.
Yay!
So...
I wanna do real bad things with you.
When my hair's like this, I always feel like Judy Garland after she's gone to the Emerald City.
Hi, gay.
It's not quite as sausage curls.
Voluminous. But... Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching True Blood, Season 2, Episode 10.
New World in My View. It's the song that plays over the credits.
Okay, so this is a pretty good episode. It's largely putting everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
Like it's we're getting our Dallas team, which is Sookie and Jason and Bill.
Well, Bill.
Well, and Hoyt and Jessica, but they've already been back.
They've been back for like a day. Sookie was gone for like 3 days, and this happened. Jason's been gone longer, but Sookie was gone for like...
He told, yeah, it was when they had sex, when
Yeah.
they found out. That he was like, take her home before dawn. Right. Sookie and Jason, well, Sookie's having a dream. There you go.
Godric is gone.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I am disappointed that it's a dream.
Why?
Because I think she should have comforted Eric. I think she should have gone to him and comforted him.
I think a little bit of it is up to interpretation at what point the dream starts.
Does it turn to a dream? Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. But I do also want them to kiss. So, you know.
It's Jason, what do you dream about?
And she's like, Bill? There's a question mark on that caption.
So yeah, they come home. Town has erupted into chaos. Everybody is looking for Sam because Maryann told them so.
Yep.
Sam and
Andy.
There you go. Are trying to like figure out what's going on. They fall, like Arlene calls them and is like, we're in trouble. And they both fall for it really easily.
Yeah.
Because by that point, the black eyes, everyone's kind of...
Sam's got a soft spot for the waitresses.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean that in a genuine, nice way.
But I was a little bit
also, Arlene is the only waitress left. She's it. Like, Sookie's back now, but like, going forward, she very intermittently works at Maryann.
I was going to say that's also sort of plot because Arlene was the only one running the restaurant an episode ago.
Yeah.
They chase Sam and Andy into the freezer. Terry thrives in this new world order.
Yeah.
We have our EPW right where we want it.
And what does that mean?
It means we have secured the target. Mission accomplished!
It's very militaristic the way he's got it going. He's also relatively easily duped because they're all so high on Maryann supply that like Jason manages to get them all out by threatening Arlene, but it only lasts for like 5 minutes.
I guess I was like, we haven't gotten there yet, but I was like, yeah, it's fine. He holds a nail gun to her head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ah.
And then very casually later is like, oh, I just threatened to put a bunch of nails in Arlene's head. And I'm like,
I mean, she was into it, but that feels beside the point.
They were kind of all into it. One of the randos was like, nail the bitch.
Yeah. So, but he shows up and is able to handle the situation, kind of. He gets Andy and Sam out of the freezer, but then they all like a zombie movie. They come flooding back in.
Piling back in.
Maryann has built a disgusting altar. Truly vile.
Well, which Sookie comments on that it smells bad, but it's just a bunch of raw meat
and flowers
outside.
Look at all that. Wow. Look at that gorgeous little stinking basket. Now, I'll tell you. A lot of meat. And the scent is strong.
outside in Louisiana.
And I'm still not checkmark 100 on her motives.
This is chaos magic.
William.
Like, I mean, I know it's chaos.
I mean,
but-
it's like an offering.
Sure, but is there an actual god?
Isn't it Dionysus?
Yeah, but I don't remember.
We
Does
don't-
that actually
I don't think
happen?
we see one. Though now I just can't stop imagining the Dionysus from the Magicians.
We've all peed in things we regret.
So good. It was Bacchus, but
well,
so
yeah.
good. Ugh. Also, a very fantastic media representation of Maenads in an almost polar opposite way.
Also, yeah.
Joanne Purdy.
Yeah.
Something to that effect. So yeah, they want Sam. Maryann disappears for a while, so the mob is doing all of it. Jason and Andy come up with a pretty decent plan for the
It's
two
not
of
bad.
them.
It's really not bad.
Up to and including the gas mask and the gloves.
Yep.
It's not much. They needed more. It's no Gargoyle King,
That's
but it's not this walked, so the Gargoyle King
It's
could.
serviceable and it works.
Bullshit. God has horns.
Now leave! Bullshit. God has horns.
Love it.
Ah!
Todd Lowe is something else.
I hate the effect they choose to show for what
the
they
eyes.
see because it
just
looks
blurry
dull,
mostly.
blur and desaturated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wouldn't feel euphoria with that. It should be more.
Yeah,
Like it should be glittery and like,
sure.
I don't know.
I suppose it could still be blurry, but you're right. Everything is desaturated.
I'm not a fan. It doesn't sell me on their mania.
Although, I mean, the eyes are black, so maybe that's to do with like.
I also am not a fan of the. This is some 2009 effects when Sookie is looking into Tara's mind, and it's just like digital smoke going ooh,
Yeah,
on the
it's
sides.
very. They just perfected the Dementors.
It's all dark.
But yeah, they're able to finagle with with an assist from Sam that Jason and Andy still they don't understand.
But he has been smited. I don't know what's
Smote.
correct.
Smite me, motherfucker!
And so he turns into something and he flies back in the restaurant and then he comes back out with an apron tied around him and his little white boy butt hanging out the back and he's just got a fire extinguishing the flares.
So Hoyt and Jessica have their hands full with Maxine.
I love it. I love it because they like Bill and Sookie and Jason come back and Bill is like, does anything calm her down? And Hoyt is like, well, she plays the Wii. She gets very focused.
He was
but
like,
I
the
wouldn't
Wii.
call it calm.
It focuses her, but I wouldn't say it calms her down. And she's just cackling.
Die, motherfucker!
I'm gonna crack open your fucking skull, bitch!
And there's another moment where it's like, I keep trying to give Maxine more credit than she deserves.
No.
Because she's like, I never got to go to any of the parties. And he's like, bullshit, mama. You went to them and made me go with you.
Yeah.
and it's
And
like,
she's calling Jessica a devil slut and a whore and like all kinds of stuff. And Jessica is losing it. And she finally does bite her.
yeah, but we don't really see what happens.
Yeah.
And I don't really
And then
remember.
Jessica pushes Hoyt across the room.
There's
Fallout.
no, well, I was going to say, I don't, like, as things were happening, I'm sort of like, oh, yeah. But I don't remember. There's just black and then in my mind for the rest of the season. I don't remember. Up to and including, I knew that we were going to get Queen Sophie Anne, and I had already forgotten. And I was like, how are there 2 more episodes of
Yeah.
this?
I had forgotten she was in season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's like a way bigger deal in the book, in the second book.
So we kind of neglected to mention that Lafayette and Letty Mae got Tara.
They kidnapped Tara. Well,
Procured Tara.
They unkidnapped Tara.
And they've been trying to deprogram. What do they call it in the Hunger Games? Where you
Hijacking?
Tracker jacked? Yeah, they tried to de-hijack. I thought it was called something to undo the process.
I don't remember.
They try to jailbreak Tara, and it's not really working. Sookie gets there. She comes over. Well, Graham's house is a disaster, and also just Maryann's now. She's
Yeah, because
Put
she's like, what are you doing in my house? And Sookie full Sookie Stackhouse blazing is like, this is my house. And they tussle a little, and Sookie makes light shoot out of her hands.
What are you? None of your business.
Oh, she face palms her.
Right into Maryann's
right
face.
Good.
And
Maryann fucking loved it, too.
we get another what are you?
Uh-huh.
And then also Bill bites Maryann and then is just like hardcore vomiting like a little bitch baby for like the entire drive over to Tara's.
But fine. Well, I guess he fed off of Sookie.
Yeah.
Sookie wasn't able to get in and... What?
Go ahead.
Sookie wasn't able to...
Just go ahead, sorry.
Sookie wasn't able to get in and break out Tara, so Bill had to go in and kind of glamour her out.
He's so mean about it. He's like holding her. He's like, Tara, you must let go. I'm just like, it's so intense.
So we got that line that I love from Lafayette where he starts praying and Letty Mae looks at him like all like, what? And he was like, Jesus and I might have agreed to see other people, but it doesn't mean we still don't talk.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated it. It really hit.
It hits. It hits good. Yeah.
So they are able to break her out,
Yeah.
and she is properly dramatized.
Oh yeah, for sure. Who wouldn't be?
No.
And it doesn't stop.
So from there, Bill goes to Sophie Ann. We don't see her. They give us a very pointless fake out.
Also, sorry, before Bill leaves, when Bill is still sick and like vomiting, Sookie's like, I'm gonna call Eric. And he's like, I would never accept help from Eric. And it's just like, then die. What do you want?
And he won't let her go with him for some reason.
This is something I must do alone.
You want to just do a one-woman show?
Kind of. He's got such a fun
Cadence.
a fun cadence and a fun way of speaking, and his southern accent is like just bad enough that it's easy to mimic. It's really funny.
When you were complaining about his hair, you're like, it's just like, it's the opposite of stick straight up.
Bill's dull as a table lamp and his hair sticks straight down.
We do get a glimpse of Sophie Ann's palace.
Yeah.
It is exquisite. I
Incredible.
want to shake the hand of the person whose idea that was, because it is
Beautiful, amazing, incredible.
welcome to 2012.
I see it all the time. It's a gif on Twitter that I see all the
Sure.
time.
It was a gif on Tumblr as well. No, it's the opposite of everything you would expect of of vampire royalty.
It's like ocean themed.
And daylight.
Yeah.
'Cause let's be honest, because I'm always saying, I'm like, I could never. And I'm like, if I was ever going to be a vampire, that's how.
Yeah.
And it's it's not a house. It's like I found it one time. It was for sale. It's in California. And I like saved it. And then that was like 5 computers ago. So I don't know if I'd ever be able to find it again. But it's like a guest suite or something in like a manor.
Neat.
And that's it. It's stunning.
That sounds cool.
So that was mostly it. I feel like, I mean, we went on for 40 minutes last time.
Well, last one was packed with actual like plot momentum, and this is just
Moving pieces
getting
around.
pieces in the place they need to be for the final 2 episodes. I do appreciate, there's a couple moments in this episode where I really appreciate Jason as a character. And it's because he has all of this confidence, because he did go train at the Light of Day Institute for this, except it was supposed to be vampires, but like he knows how to like do some stuff now. It's sort of like when Xander turns into the army guy, and then that's just like a well they go back to for like 2 seasons.
He just has those skills.
Yeah, I just like it. I think it's fun and it's good. And he's like,
I just think it's neat.
yeah, and he's just like trying to do the right thing And I like that. I think from here on out, we're like mostly pro
We're
Jason.
dealing with a better Jason.
Jason.
I think he still finds ways to get involved in terrible plots.
Of course.
I don't fully
Yeah.
remember.
It's not entirely his fault. A lot of it is the writers. Jane Boathouse still doesn't have any pants on.
Oh, yes.
What's her name? She's a real
Patricia Bethune.
She's a real MVP. Her and Todd Lowe carried this episode.
Yeah.
Just her when the gods like go home, there's no party, and she
She is so funny. She stays on the show too. She's like a day player on the show for like most of the rest of the run of it. So funny.
But she just like she brings so much to the character and thus the show.
Yeah.
With very, minimal material. There's no small parts, just small actors.
Some woman also comes to Lafayette's house looking for V because she has to study for finals or something. He fully gets in her face with one of these. It's very good. And she's like...
I feel like that was weird. Does anything come of that plot?
Well, I think the only thing that came of it in this episode is that Bill knows that Eric almost attacks Lafayette, and he's like, "Talk to your boy Eric because he's the one making me push this." So,
something has to come of it. Either that or it's setting up something to come, because that was very strangely plopped in this episode.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we will be back later, and we'll talk about that when we do.
Bye.